Go ahead.
Ready?
Yep.
All right. So we're back at our swarm here, and in the last video we just tried an experiment, and we directly introduced a queen, a buckfast queen, to see if she would take. They were displaying as if they would still accept a queen. So we also put a frame of Canacell in, and we're also going to try doing a split cell. So lid goes in front. At every stage as you go through, if you give a tiny little puff of smoke, keeps things nice, and I don't have a veil or anything on, and that's the way it should stay. If I do things right. Again, I'll check here quickly. No queen there. Whenever you line things up, taking them off a beehive, you should put it with the beehive you're working on. If you have in a bee yard and there's one next door, I've seen the queen actually walk off a piece of equipment to another hive, and you don't want that to happen. So here they're nice and calm, sitting on the comb. They look relaxed. They're not behaving the same. They're not exhibiting the same way as they did last time with the high pitch. So this is actually, I would have every indication if I was checking this that the queen has taken. That's the way they are acting. Nice, calm. We'll open this up, see what's up. That should just be empty, and it's empty. There's nothing in there. So get rid of those. And so there's no queen here. I think we'll actually go through and try to find the queen and see if she took. The first thing I did actually when I got here was, if you introduce a queen, you can always check in front of the landing board in the grass. Usually if they don't accept a queen, she won't get much farther away than a few feet, and she'll be just dead in front of the hive. And I did not see her on the ground dead, so that was the first good sign. Now she's going to be laying, it'd likely be on a frame like this, or possibly on the first drawn frame that's nearby. So this is a really easy one to see here, and there's no eggs there so far, so she didn't start on this frame. And she's not there either, so we'll keep looking. Well, here's the moment of truth. This is the frame we dropped in 3 days ago.
Yep.
Our new Canadian made, all Canadian made frame. And isn't that beautiful? So this is within 3 days, a perfectly drawn frame, and now available in stock. Now let's see here what they've done. So this is what's a queen cup. You can tell it's a queen cup because the orientation is facing downward. They've built it off fresh comb. It's indication that the bees will need more room. If you saw an egg in here, I mean you're more in bees have decided to do something. You take more of action, more evasive action, and give them a lot more room. If you saw an egg in there, because that would indicate they have intention, and once bees start to have intention, they will do whatever they can to follow through on that intention. So you always want to avoid them getting to the point where they lay an egg in that cup. So no queen there either, but look how beautifully drawn out it is. Beautiful. So this frame, when you're looking for a queen, some of the tips are, I mean, this is on the east side. Sun hits here first. Usually a new queen will start laying on the sunny side. We saw her when she walked back in right here, and she could have just stayed put on those frames there. So maybe we'll find eggs on that frame here. It's just pollen and honey, and no eggs, and no queen. Also, when looking for a queen, I always train everyone when we're queen picking. When you pull this frame up, the first thing you do, you don't look at this frame. It's a perfect angle when you look down there, and the way the queen bobs, you'll always, quite often, like 30% of the time, I'll see her right there and be like, oh, there's a queen, because on that angle, with the sun behind you, you can really pick her out quite easily. Another beautiful frame, and no eggs, and no queen. So this is all prepped. You can tell they're ready for queen to get going when the cells will actually look really polished and shiny, and that means they're cleaning them up and they're ready for the queen to get going. But she's not on this frame either, so maybe she's right on the frame we saw her in the last video. We saw her, she was kind of not a very smooth direct introduction. She fell out and she ended up walking in there, so maybe she just got started right in the frames where she walked in. Okay, Okay, this is the frame I would expect her to be on. Beautiful, fresh drawn. But she's not, so we're down to the last frame to check to see if our direct introduction worked. So there she is there. Looking a little bit more rough for wear. Accepted. So they're all surrounding her. Her wing is pulled out. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. So perhaps she had a rough go, and yeah, she looks damaged with her wing hanging out like that. She looks small. But usually after you introduce a queen, you can notice a difference in her size within a day, because they just love her up like this and feed her and get her going. So this is looking like we're having issues with getting this one going. So what we can do with her on that frame is put her where she should be, in the middle of the brood nest and beside the brood. And I think when we have queens come in again on Saturday, I'll check here, and if she doesn't have eggs here, right now she should have been laying eggs. If she doesn't, then we're going to go for round 2 and put another queen in. So, yeah. Okay, to know when to add a box here. The bees are going to want to move vertically, and this is going to be behind now because the queen's taking so long to get going. But a lot of people wait till they're going this way, 80%. You can see that's a mistake. They've already built a few queen cups there. The way to tell when to add a box is you have your inner cover on. You're always going to put wax on like this, which is just they're gluing it down. But if you open up and you see they've actually packed honey into these cells, or there's drone brood, that means they're going to continue moving vertically, and at that time you have an option of actually checkerboarding in the frames into the center, or just adding a box. And what will happen is they'll move straight up the center of the box into the frames in the center, and as they fill those to the top, you can pull those down, drop them down to the ones they're ignoring on the sides, and that's how you get the box full. Okay, so this will be next video for this one on maybe Monday, and see if we have to put a new queen in.